Well, a designated survivor is a real thing. It is when a lower level cabinet member, and in this instance, the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, is whisked away to a private secret location during a State of the Union address so that, God forbid, anything were to happen, all of the primary persons of government get killed. There's no interruption in government. He would or she would immediately become president and basically start over. So thankfully that's never happened in real life, but it's also very cool to watch happen in this show. She plays Tom Kirkman, Kiefer Sutherland's chief of staff while he's Secretary of HUD. So she has been with him for 3 years, and she's worked alongside him and helped him fight for initiatives and come up with solutions for housing and stuff like that. And she's also, a friend of the family at this point because they're working together all the time. And when he becomes, president and thrown into this crazy situation, she is as well. And so she's so used to constantly having access to him, and all of a sudden she's learning at the same time what position she's supposed to fit into in the White House, and you'll see where she does and does not get to go. Tom is so relatable, just straight from the opening, scenes, and he's just with his family, and he's a normal dad who can't cook to save his life. So you sort of see the okay, we get it, and we see the dynamic, and he is just a regular dude, and he goes to work, and he's just a regular guy at work with a really noisy, snappy chief of staff in his ear, and then you see this normal guy in complete shock when this happens, and you have to see sort of how he evolves into being a productive president. And I feel like a lot of people will relate to that because it'll be, what would I do if that happened to me? That's a really cool question to think about, and you get to see what this one guy would do if it happened and when it happens to him. Working with Kiefer is awful. I'm not really sure how long I want to do it for. So, no, he's great. And meeting him was legendary. He's Canadian, I'm Canadian. So I was like, oh my God, he's Canadian royalty. And, despite everything he's done, he's so established and so talented. And I just couldn't believe that I was walking onto a set and we're shooting a scene where I'm barking orders at Jack Bauer. I was just like, what world am I living in? This is crazy. But we got along great. He's so professional and so kind, and so you feel very safe working in the environment with him because he's been doing it for so long, and he understands everything about it from behind the camera and in front of it. It's not a political drama. It's not about politics so much as it has an element of television for every taste. It's got the thrilling conspiracy investigation with Maggie Q, who's fantastic. It's got the family drama with Natasha and his family and them being thrown into a situation that sort of has a Madam Secretary vibe to it. And so Maggie's got the Homeland vibe. And then, the inside the actual White House, the drama of figuring out what the hell is going on has sort of half House of Cards, half West Wing-ish thing to it. And then, so there is something, and then there's underlying sort of lighter moments where you realize what the hell is actually happening, and there's moments where Cal does a great job in the pilot of bringing that to life and giving a voice to that, and you guys it's one of my favorite scenes of the pilot. And so there's just something for everybody, and I think they're going to want to come back because we're not going to be able to answer all those questions in one episode. So once one is maybe kind of sort of answered, then it's going to open the door for 7 more. And so I feel like you're going to want to know the whole story. And it's so well written, and the cast are so crazy talented, and it's so well, the whole thing is just so good. I watched the pilot and I was like, is it weird to be this excited about a show I'm on? Does that make me a jerk, or can I be this excited? It's a really good show.